he's a guy who's like really does see himself as like a healer with women. Like I don't think that like that's his purpose. He definitely is like, oh, I definitely want to meet some ladies and like get down. But I think he really sees himself as like, a place. He's providing a service. I feel a lot of these guys are like, oh, I'm providing a service for like women who don't get that a lot, unfortunately, in our society. So, yeah, I felt that he's just like kind of this a cooler, like sexy guy who's very confident in his like healing abilities. The coolest part about this crew is that like everybody's very collaborative. Everybody wants everybody's ideas to be part of it, which is like, I've never been on a really a crew that's like this collaborative, which is really an amazing thing. And everybody works really well together and everybody's really talented. So like they were like, yeah, like we were thinking of you doing like a freestyle kind of scene thing. And I was like, okay, cool. And I didn't really know what they wanted, so I was like, I wrote like a little dialogue right before. Is that okay? They were like, yeah. Like they were like, that's fine. So like it's just kind of this, the character like kind of, he does what a lot of men don't do in these situations, which is like he just listens and then whatever they say, he incorporates it into the rap. And then at the end, like I sing like a song using her name. I think people are gonna be really blown away with it, especially for like with the first movie. Like the first movie, I feel like is it's dark, and this movie's dark too, but in a way of like I think you're really rooting for everybody a lot more in this. Like I feel like everybody's found their place a little bit more, and they're like, let's do this. They're like, yeah, that's the dream team. It's like I really do. Man, I see how hard they work, like even after a long day of shooting, like they'll go to the room, they edit after everything, every day they go in the room and they edit, which is already, it's dope as an actor to be able to see that, but it's also great that they give up enough, they care enough to do it. So come into the room and see like cuts and be like just you'll be able to like, oh, plan out how I'm gonna act later, or like how this should feel, or like what my character's shaping up to look like. That was really helpful, but like yeah, they work so well together that I don't know. I learned a lot about just like filmmaking in general. When I got the part, I was like, oh man, it's great. I get to work with Greg and Steven and Reed and Channing. Like call me like personally. Like it's just like, oh, I just wanted to talk to you about the character. Which I was like, ah, you do not have to do that, but that was nice of you. Everybody's going out of their way to make the product better.